Is it working? Yes, I think so now. Perfect. I have my camera set up in a really weird angle because that's my little practice space. So just making sure that my voice is coming through. Perfect. Sounds good. Now I'll mute myself. What's going on? Yes, boobs. Tank top time, kids. Ha ha ha. Oh, hi, Margaret. Who's even here? Why are people even watching this? All the money went to flannel. I've been trying to find more flannel, and apparently it's really expensive. I've been looking for it in secondhand shops, but even then it's like $15 for a flannel shirt. I don't know what the problem is here. Oh, hey, Matt. Yeah, now they're asking for more money, everybody in the comments there about femme frequency. I really honestly think that they are just going to get away from video games because they're bored of it and they realize that it's really hard, and that because it's video games, it's actually more than just one or two different titles that they have to talk about. How is flannel expensive in Canada? I think flannel got expensive once grunge started getting popular. Rob some hobos of their flannel. No, it's kind of cold here, so the hobos just actually die. So I'd have to steal from a hobo and then steal from a corpse at the same time. I'm just getting stuff ready as I'm here. I have some of my things. Oh. I don't like dancing in socks or my bare feet, so I have these little itty bitty feety things. Step up your victim game and you'll be able to afford the flannel shirts and hoop earrings you need. I'm not very good at being a victim. I'm too stupid to be a victim. I think you have to be just smart enough to realize that you can make money off of being a victim or having a hard time. Loot from a corpse, yeah. But what will they drop? Oh yeah, oh my gosh. Did any women actually buy those freak t-shirts? They were just the worst things. Did you cut your hair? Oh yeah, I had to cut my hair because I was, what was it? I was sick in September and they put me on 2 different antibiotics. And so I was like deathly ill for 10 days. They didn't really know what was wrong with me. They knew that I had some kind of infection. So they basically just put me on the strongest antibiotics they could find. And unfortunately, one of the side effects is that a bit of my hair fell out. So it just kind of lost just enough curl that I decided to just, cut it and kind of roll with it. And now I'm waiting for it to grow back. Say about. But I say it's so funny. The female one from Diablo 3. I never played Diablo 3 because I didn't want to get into the auction house dealy. I don't know, Diablo 1 and 2 was good enough for me. Thanks, comment section. Yeah, so really what I'm going to do, I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm super excited. I don't know if you've ever heard of this YouTuber. He goes by Family Jewels X7. He does really awesome guitar covers, and one of his guitar covers is a medley of all the DuckTales music from the NES cartridge, which is probably one of my favorite games as a kid. I didn't really like the remastered versions that they had on the new copy that they came out with like a year or two ago. So anyway, he did some really, really awesome music, and I wrote him and I said, can I please dance to that? I'd like to do just a straight up dance video. And he said, yeah, sure. So I'm going to chip him a couple of bucks on PayPal once I get it all recorded. I'm not going to use this setup for my recording. I managed to borrow a camera. So I'm learning how to use like an actual camera. So I'll probably angle it somewhere off to the side and change the lights so everything's not so yellow looking. And then that way I'll be able to film so you can see me and me in the mirror, which really does a lot of wonders for the fact that I have no room here. Excited for any new games? I like old games. I'm not good at new games. I just don't even pay attention to the new ones. It's not a Kodak, it's a Canon. It's old, but what are you going to do? So I was looking through a lot of the copyright things before here's a puppy in the back. So I was looking at a lot of the copyright stuff before I did the stream. I would have been on like an hour ago if I didn't have to go through all the copyright issues. So I was looking for I'm pretty much just going to sit here and warm up and then try to come up with a choreography in front of you guys, which will be interesting. No, it's not a male tears mug. It's something with the lung association. I don't have any male tears mugs. What was I even saying? Yeah, so I'm pretty much just going to be warming up, and I had to find music that YouTube wouldn't automatically flag me for. So I started belly dancing maybe 10 years ago, and one of the fun things about the belly dance community is that it's so small that everyone knows each other, including the musicians. And a lot of the musicians who are used to be based in Cairo and other areas in the Middle East, they know that copyright is just insane over here, so they don't attempt to copyright their work. And so you can often use it like in restaurants or on stage shows or on DVDs, and they just kind of expect you to get in touch with them and say, hey, I'm using your song. Also, here's a couple of bucks for using it. So it's supposed to be all, kind of above, below table. So a lot of the music that I would use, I had to double check about the copyright status of all these things first. Oh, well, what are you going to do? How do I fast forward? Ha ha ha. Ew, gross. Looks like you're in a closet. Yeah, hi, Julie. I don't have that much space here. What are you going to do? Guest appearance by twerking Milo. I don't know. Can you twerk? Sell the hair that fell out. No, Jason. Where did belly dancing even originate? Have you ever been accused of cultural appropriation? Not me personally, but about 5 years ago, I wrote an article for an online dance magazine about, I had to stop saying that word. I wrote an article entitled, Can a Non-Arab Really Belly Dance? Because one of my female friends, one of my girlfriends, I guess you'd call her, she's like a natural blonde woman. She's really tall, she's gorgeous, and people kept getting after her for being a belly dancer, but also being like a Viking blonde. So I wrote that for her, because it's pretty much just a way to complain back to people who say, rah, 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 you're culturally appropriating. Can I dance to drum and bass? Depends. My favorite number, 13. I'm 11 and produce hardcore dubstep music. I don't understand dubstep music because I think you need to take some kind of weird drug that I don't want to take. Are you a lesbian? No. Non-Arab black bellies. What? Stop making fun of the way that I talk. There's not seriously an about drinking game. Can't be possible. I live in the same province that the Trailer Park Boys films in. Like, I've met some of them before. I've been in some of their work. Like, I know people who work on the set. So every once in a while, people in the comments section understand that's where my silly accent comes from. Jazz fan? No, I do not like jazz. Why am I so pretty? I don't know. It's just an East Coast thing. What was I doing? I forgot to put lipstick on. I have it around here somewhere in my pile. Again, I'm only ever so prepared for these things. I try really hard to be prepared when I'm like actually dancing. What are you gonna do? It's because if I'm standing really far away, you can't see where my face is. Engaged to Phil Hartman. I met Phil Hartman's living brother one time. Great story. Yeah, tonight we're gonna eat some chicken fingers and get drunk and high, boys. YouTube has emotes now? Oh my gosh, yes. I have ulcerative colitis too. It's sexy. It is. Swimming in a polluted river here in Scotland. I don't think that's where I came from. No, I'm not allowed to do interesting things like that in Nile. I'm too medically delicate. Crazy things that women do here. Milo is looking to rent a womb. I'd have to take a lot of money. I'd have to get paid so much. I'm also drinking tea here, so I'm still full of caffeine because I'm crazy like that. So what I'm planning on doing is just kind of playing music and then warming up for a bit, and then you can creepily watch me warm up and dance. Are you secretly African American? No, but is there a price? There probably is. This is pretty much what happens before a dance show anyway, so you're getting kind of the full experience. Oh no, I made a mistake. I shouldn't talk. I end up overdrawing my lips all the time because I make 10 mistakes and then I end up with gigantic lips and I love it. I don't know, I'm generally don't wear makeup like in my day-to-day, but I love wearing so much makeup. It's fun. Makes me look silly. I don't know, people look at you suspicious if you're wearing makeup around here. I think you're up to something. That's good enough. It's much better. Do I have a colostomy bag? I have something called an ileostomy bag, which is really, really similar. If you have a colostomy, it means that you still have some colon left. I have an ileostomy, which means that I only have a small intestine. They took out my large intestine. You can speak and accurately apply lipstick. What's some Bob Rossing going on here? I haven't watched any of his stuff on Twitch. Spend a few hours telling us about things that offend you. I'm not a good enough feminist to think of anything that really offends me, other than not using a coaster. I still think that not using a coaster should be like a life bannable offense. 1 second, I'm going to ignore everybody for 5 seconds and check my interwebs. Come on, Twitter. I'm trying to get everybody to stare at me. So I'm just chilling madly because all that I really want in life is a really expensive lapel mic. It's the one thing that I really can't borrow from people. The next video that I want to do that's absolutely on Anita, I'd love to have much better audio, and it's just going to be on the genres and the games that she completely ignores. She's very, very Western-centric, and she's very, very 2013 centric. After 2013, she really stops buying games and then just kind of downloads some things from the App Store. Lazy woman. So as I'm presenting those numbers, I'd like to not have. I've been filming things back there, which really reduces the echo. But I would really, really, really like to not have to be yelling into my omnidirectional mic. Blue Yeti is good. They are really good, but they also cost several $100s. So funny. Is pineapple and pizza offensive to you? It should. I don't like pizza, but I like pineapple. But pineapple makes me sick, so I really don't have much of an idea. Where the dance? Yeah, Audio Technica has like a $400 lapel mic. Ugh. Call the patriarchy. I don't know. The patriarchy doesn't work. It's the strangest thing. It's almost as if there's no such thing as a patriarchy that I can't just call one up. Oh well. I'm gonna start messing with my speaker output right now. Let's see how any of these works. Come on. So I'm gonna open up my speaker here, and I'm gonna start pumping in music, and I'm basically just gonna warm up and then ignore you guys for a few minutes while I get warmed up, because I haven't done that today. I don't like pizza. I don't understand why anybody would like pizza. Yes, I am Scottish heritage. My big old long name, my too long name. I'm gonna ignore you for a minute. No Darude ever. That's actually the omnidirectional Just 1 second. Just keep one moment there. Hold on, hold on. Just 1 second. See, this is why I'm holding a stream, to help me improve my audio visual. Because right now there's only so much I can ever do. Why else would I have a Patreon if I wasn't here asking for free money? This is why I'm holding a stream, to help me improve my audio visual. Because right now there's only so much. And again, I'm just going to ignore you for a bit while I just warm up and dance. So have fun. I'm just going to shimmy for a few minutes. Sounds weird.
قلبي بك مغرور وروحي ليا وجسمي بالحلال نازل وكنسلى فيك وكنت لي بيا وصبري معاك طال وقلبي دايب فيك يوم استناك دق علينا الباب تجيب الورد معاك وتفرح لحبابك حبيبي الله فيا مش وليديا وتكونوا بيدي انا تايني الله بيتي ده جنون انا ونتايني الله قلبي بك مغرور وروحي ليا وجسمي بالحلال نازل وكنسلى فيك وكنت لي بيا وصبري معاك طال وقلبي دايب فيك ومعك نتمنى نحقق المستحيل ونعيش وحنا بعيد عن المشاكل انت بياض وصفة من الحليب وعيش لك الصعب الجبل ونكون حبيب انا تايني الله بيتي ده جنون انا ونتايني الله قلبي بك مغرور وروحي ليا وهتجيب الحلال نازل 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 وكنسينا فيك ويمكن تغيبي وصبري معاك طار وقلبي دايب فيك
حبيب قلبي ويا عيني عالضفة عيبك مني حبيب قلبي ويا عيني عالضفة عيبك مني عالضفة عيبك مني جاي أكل ولا عيني حبيب قلبي ويا عيني عالضفة عيبك مني حبيب قلبي ويا عيني عالضفة عيبك
Do a backflip. I can't do a backflip. Still drinking my tea here. Do hashtag Big Milo. I don't think that's actually a thing. I'm still kind of warming up now. I'm kind of doing the same moves over and over and over again. Like I said before, I'm working on a DuckTales song. So I have a few moves in my head that I want to incorporate in that. I don't think Fatty can do too much. Oh, ha ha ha. And I really wish that some of the trolls on the internet would upgrade a little bit. It's so boring. Oh, Margaret, you're so fat. God, think of something real. What else do we have here? Oh. Big Milo is small to the Mega Milo. Do you dance for hip hop artists? No. Will Anita get a job, a real one? Well, complaining on the internet is her real job, I guess. Since she is what, gender studies? What else is she gonna do? I haven't heard this song in a while. Cheek up on head? No. That's really hard. I just realized the veil doesn't, I don't have enough room to actually use veil. I didn't realize, so I kept getting caught. Just 1 second. Get some fat Arab men to throw money at you. I don't know, I'm too Catholic for that. Are you okay? That tree tried attacking you. Yeah, my problem with the veil, it's really big. I've had this one for years. It's what I'm used to dancing with. But it actually takes up pretty much the length of the room. So anytime you try to do any sort of big move, it will end up hitting things. It's still pretty though. Good. My sound is a bit fucked. That's because I have speakers here and I'm feeding it through the microphone on my laptop. So this is actually a shill stream. I'm sitting here to prove that I'm working on my audio visual. / dancing. Again, this is pretty much just me warming up, so I can record a whole dance thing to the DuckTales songs from the NES cartridge. I have a different camera. Yes, my audio does sound choppy. If my audio sounds choppy, then you should buy me a new mic. Choking fantasy triggered? No, none of that. Put sword on head. I don't have my sword here. It's in another room. What's going on here? All hail the Daleks. No. I must have sounded like a Dalek for a moment there. I apologize. No Street Fighter songs. I have to be really careful about the music that I'm actually dancing to. A lot of the Arab stuff, it allows you to use the music, just not monetize it. So that's really what I'm sticking to here. Mug on head, am I a cam girl now? No, if I were a cam girl, this would be a much different setup. Streaming on Chatterbait, no, it's disgusting. What is my free cams? Guile's theme? I guess that would go with everything. The a cappella version by, what's his name, Beardo there. It's okay, but he just sounds all like chopped up. Dance to heavy metal. That's difficult, actually. I'm not putting a shoe on my head. Well, I'm sure that I would earn more if I were on Chatterbait or any one of these sites, but it's really not what I'm looking for. No, I wouldn't want to be a cam girl. That'd be awful. I lined up a few songs here that I'm actually allowed to dance to. I'd ask you guys for suggestions, but chances are none of them would work. Graham, you're a bastard. What else do we have here? Experimental cam girl pushing the medium. I don't know how cam girls work. I really don't. Okay, what I should show you, I should pull up, I should really pull up the song that I have been dancing to and see how that works. So maybe. This is kind of my first run through of this one song here. Actually, there are some girls who do cam work and they do have ostomy bags. I don't understand how that'll work. Whatever. Somebody's suggesting that I watch The Temperature by Sean Paul. I don't even know if that's... Which one is that? Do you know the meaning of the lyrics of the songs you dance to? Usually, yes. I could give lectures on them, but that would be extremely boring. It's mostly just happy stuff, except you have to be careful. Every once in a while, some of the Egyptian music is like really anti-Israeli, like really violently anti-Israeli. 1 second. DuckTales, guitar cover. I'm so excited about this song. It's so pretty. Yeah, so this guy, I'm gonna chip him a few bucks for being able to use this song, so I'm not like a total scumbag. Felicia Day was a casual gamer. I don't know what happened wrong with Felicia. Use Christmas music. I can't. So this is what I'm actually dancing to, so I'm still working this out. Layla Murad? I'm not sure. Now I'm tired. My ostomy bag keeps peeking out. So I haven't actually danced that before. So I had some ideas in my head that obviously don't work in my little tiny bit of room here. There's some things that I can't do, especially if I'm going around from side to side. Try to do something like this. Ugh. So there's a bit of tweaking that has to happen there. I love the moon level. It's probably my favorite one. It's funny because I can see like 30 seconds ago how I'm dancing that. It's so weird. Yeah, I'm running out of room. I don't know how fast the drag or whatever you call it is on this. So now I'm sweaty. I'm gonna take a minute and read some comments here. Hopefully they aren't horrifying. Have you accepted Jesus into your life? Yes. Dance to sonic music? No, I'd die. What if I painted my arms blue and danced to sonic music? Has the bag ever leaked? Unless it was my mistake, no. Dance to Raining Blood. What, Slayer? You'd kill me if I danced to Slayer. Yes, my house is oppressing me. Like, if I had a bunch of room, I would be able to just, like, rent out a dance studio, which I would have. I'm not used to dancing like this. This is more like restaurant style in terms of room. I'm used to being able to dance in a big studio, but I've had to take time off of my troupe because I've been sick. I'm just drinking tea. Guile's theme? A Guile's theme goes with everything, but that'll take me like 10 hours, let's be honest. No, not Sandstorm. Oh my god, you guys. Why is the room so small? Because I only have so much room in my place. I'm not a cajillionaire. Why do you wear so much makeup? Because I love makeup. Rent out? Yeah, sorry. JJ Zhao's band? No. I'm just reading and taking a break here. Street Fighter VED censorship. People are crazy. I'm not going to paint myself entirely blue and dance to Sonic. Chris Chan will be after me. I love Aisha, that Cheb Khaled song. It's so good. I wish that Aisha the name didn't have such a bad rap these days. Everybody wants me to. Everybody keeps asking me about dancing to metal. I don't think that's gonna happen. You dance alone or with your troupe on stage? I've danced with my troupe, my old troupe, I guess. Again, like I haven't been feeling very well the last few months, so I haven't really been doing the troupe thing. So yeah, I've danced on stage by myself and with my troupe. Danced to Persona 3 and 4. I haven't played either of those. Any comments? It's the next song. I need a few minutes here to just stop and drink some tea and keep going. One fun fact about having an ileostomy is that you get dehydrated really, really quickly. I took a few workshops a couple of months ago, and they were lovely, except like I couldn't eat very much food or else I'd get really sick, and all I was doing is stopping and drinking water and then stopping to go use the bathroom because I was drinking too much water. All metal isn't super fast. I know. Like, but I'm not going to spend 7 minutes dancing to Cemetery Gates. It's the weirdest thing about metal. Like, I enjoy metal, like any person should and would. But I think the problem with metal is that the second you introduce it into a conversation, everybody's competing with each other to see who knows the most about metal. Am I transitioning the hair back to brunette? No, I don't think so. I like it blonde because it keeps falling out, and whenever my hair falls out, the blonde really covers the fact that it's all patchy and not really there. Phil Hartman's brother was ultra religious. You're not dancing to metal enough. You have to give me a few times. My next trope versus dancers. I was actually thinking about doing a video on positive female role models in gaming, and then just do one on Shantae. But that would take me like 2 months because I've only played like one of the Shantae games, and I don't have a DS or anything. Can girls always dance to Radioactive? No, that song's terrible. I don't know Alanis and Avril personally. Skrillex? Oh man. Okay, oh yeah, I keep getting yelled at. Yeah, I'm pretty much here to shill for myself to try to, what is it? This is just my webcam, so it's not what I'll be shooting my next video on. But I'm pretty much here just trying to dance for dinner and also fundraise for the fact that I'd really like to buy a nice lapel mic. One of the problems living in Canada is that you don't, like if you're looking on Amazon.com and you find something for a decent price, it's not available in Canada. It's absolutely not. Sometimes I get relatives who live in America to send stuff up to me, but that's just even pricier. Japanese jazz fusion, is that real? Oh no. I don't want to dance into a radioactive by Imagine Dragons. Oh, hi, liberal lunacy. Somebody else was making fun of my makeup earlier. Modern classical. I'm just staring at my other screen for a minute. Don't mind me, don't mind me. Play Shantae on emulators, but I don't want to, like, I don't really want to download games illegally. I try really hard not to do that. I'm trying to keep up with all the messages here. The next trope versus feminism, newer. How hot is Trudeau? I'm only attracted to smart people, so Trudeau is a solid 0. Okay, talk amongst yourselves for a minute. I'm just going to grab another song here. The original Metal Gear. How original? Are we talking NES Metal Gear? Dragon Force? No. I don't like torrenting because all the rules went crazy in the last year in Canada. Not Rai Rasputin. Yeah, honey bunny. I know how it is. Everything costs money. Hotline Miami music. That stuff's amazing. It's so good. Any good Mexican food in Ontario? I live in Nova Scotia. Fallacious Scotsman. Ha ha ha. Okay, again, just talk amongst yourselves. I'm looking for stuff. I don't know what normie, like, this is what's funny to me. You guys are normies right now in terms of belly dance music. So I can't dance to the stuff that I would normally dance to. Hey, East Coast. No, I never told anyone I was in Ontario. All Canada is not Ontario. Snow and bears. Margaret's a filthy whore. Yeah, sure. Which is why I'm wearing a tank top in this. Oh, good. Is this that? This is almost like an inside joke to me. There's this one drum solo that every belly dancer in the world has to know. And I think we all absolutely hate it because we've all heard it 20 million times, but normies seem to like it. Senpei noticed me? What? Check her dancer's privilege. I earned my dancer's privilege. Like when I had my large intestine removed, I ended up with a scar from here down to here. So of course, if you're a belly dancer and you're doing stuff like this all the time, that really gets in the way. So I actually don't even use my abdominal muscles anymore. I end up using my glutes and my back muscle to do this stuff. So while the normal dancer is pretty much going like this while using her abs, I'm just using my back and my butt pretty much. So my butt is like, that's kind of a butt movement up, but it looks like an abdominal movement. So that's mostly just my back. So yeah, I don't have belly dancer privilege. Belly dancing in tank top. If you want me to not dance in my tank top, then you have to send more money. My God. The most privilege. Is there any risk of you getting torn in half? Possibly. Okay, I'm gonna put on a drum solo here, and I hope I don't hate my life by the end of it, and I hope I actually remember it. Unnaturally monotone and shiny due to all that makeup. Like, I'm not a cam girl, Adolf Hitler. I have no idea what your problem is with me right now. will the other muscles come back? My abdominal muscles, they already came back, like I've already built them up, but they don't contract quickly at all. So like any fast moves that I used to do using my abdominals, it can't work because they're like old and creaky right now. Drum solo from YYZ. Stop bending over. Shut up, Jason. Well, I'm not a cam girl, but some of my friends are cam girls, which is why I know all about the P.O. Box thing. Yeah. Would you marry Bro Team Pill? I don't know, he's probably my cousin or something. We live in Canada. You're not allowed to marry fellow Canadians. Let's see how this works. Do I even crunch? I can't do sit-ups, like it hurts me too much. Would I marry Sargon? No, I want to marry an American. Get me that green card. Oh no, I think it's a remix of the song that I know. I'm missing things here. Marry Hulk Hogan. He is a real American. He is a real American. Oh, hi, Beyond Sadness. And so it's funny. Normally for a drum solo, you're not supposed to just sit here and shimmy, which is this move. You're supposed to be isolating things and like moving stuff all around. So it's really easy to get that extremely bored look on your face. I don't have a P.O. box though. That's why I don't want people to just send me things. Sargano Avocado, I think that must be a new name. Steve Shives. I still have no idea who that guy is. Just some sort of jerk who makes jerk videos about people. Where do I go for classes? There's a studio in my city, but I haven't been going to classes lately because I've been sick. So it was getting annoying. Last year I was taking a few classes and I ended up having to miss half of them because I was just sick all the time. What are you gonna do? Marry me, Margaret. Okay. Oh, perfect, because you are American. I will. Yeah, I don't have a P.O. box because I'm not a cam ho. I'm just a Patreon ho. Oh no, I don't know if I have the stomach. I literally do not have the guts to watch Steve Shivvies. Why did they have to remove your large intestine? There are treatments for ulcerative colitis, but they aren't very good, and they're really expensive. And it takes the average length of time it takes to be diagnosed with ulcerative colitis is 10 years because it shows up, like for me, it showed up as headaches. Like it's not always blood coming out of your rear, which is why it's so difficult to diagnose. So by the time that I was really, really sick, my large intestine was just black. I had to get rid of it. Shivvies. Oh. So American guy, yes, Julie. I don't really want to make fun of retarded people on the internet, though. They keep looking. I think I need a minute here just to chill out. I've been doing this for an hour now, even though I haven't been dancing for an hour. Yes, no, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Colin Rolfe. No, I can't marry a Nova Scotian. I have to get out of here. No, I would not like to join the KKK. It's full of Democrats. Kill it with Margaret? Oh, I thought you said kill it with Margaret, but what are you going to do? Hi, Ralph. There has to be something better here for me to dance to that I really, really, really know well that I won't get pulled down here for. Talk amongst yourselves. Yeah, so later I'm going to record that DuckTales cover once I figure out what I actually want to do with it. Can you pretend you're having an epileptic fit? No. Oops. Oh, stop. I'm sorry, music. I didn't mean to make you go. I could dress up as Jeannie in I Dream of Jeannie, but you'd have to pay me money to do that. Because while dancing is easy for me, it actually costs a lot of money to keep doing things. So costumes are usually, even if you're not buying them from somebody, you have to make them yourselves, and they're super expensive. I need to find some more music here. Problem with the good music is that they put it all up on YouTube, like with the Arab words, so. Dance to aerobic guy wins everything for 10 hours. No. Beats Antique are okay. Yes, an hour into Bellydance and chill, and she links her Patreon. Patreon money, please. This would be a lot easier if you guys knew more belly dance music. I'll take a look at my playlist. Donald J. Trump. Make it a Patreon goal to dress up as I Dream of Jeannie or to marry Donald Trump. No danger zone. Oh my god, I hate Lacey Green so much. She's not only dumb, but she's just dangerously dumb. Nancy Ajram? I can't even pronounce her name right. Because the J's and G's are different in like what Egyptian and Lebanese dialects, and I always seem to get them mixed up. I can never pronounce anything. System of a Down is actually really fun to belly dance to, and the main reason that we should all want a Republican in the White House next is that hopefully System of a Down will get back together. No, I'm not dancing to Iron Maiden. Right. You guys are distracting me. You're stuck staring at me for a minute. What do you think of Lena Dunham? Ugh, gross. She's horrifying. There's nothing right about Lena Dunham. If you could have one superpower, would you use it to put a teacup on your head? No, I'm sorry. I only put swords on my head. Dance to Aladdin music from the Sega Genesis. I miss the Genesis. Genesis was fun. I like that Gex the Gecko game. I think they had a few of those. Tunuk Tunukton? No. It's easier to answer questions like this than on Twitter, because normally there's too much going on. So how are you guys? Margaret and Lacey, BFFs. Oh God, no. Ugh. No shoes on my head. All my playlists are like, I have stuff about Halloween music, and I have documentaries, and I have campy music. I have like, I think my longest playlist is hip hop. And I'm pretty sure all the hip hop songs in here are the ones that they use in like the Thug Life clips on YouTube. Anna Bakr Israel. No, I'm not dancing to that. No, a lot of those songs are not good. Why did I save some of these songs? So many of them are listed in Arabic. Like, I don't know what Squiggle 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 song is. No, I'm not dancing to the Doors. I don't like Doors. Why are there so few conservatives in the arts? Because we think we're too good for it. And we don't like paying money for arts. Now, conservatives are really terrible at funding things. Like, they won't fund, you'd never ever get a conservative to fund something like YouTube that would allow for free speech. Now, conservatives, they also only want to fund things for like 1 year at a time. So if you tell them, I have an idea for a website, okay, well, what is it? You say, well, my idea is that I'm going to have this website that's going to go on forever, and you're just going to have to give me an open checkbook for the next 5 years. Conservatives, they won't let that fly. Liberals and lefties will put down money for that. Dance to Fuck That Beach. No, I thought that that was the guy with the ID card. I thought that that was a hoax. Wasn't it? And what I really have to do is, here, I'll just get my headphones back on again. Give me 1 second. Let's see how this works out. Okay, perfect. I have my microphone back on. Oh no, you killed me. 1 second. Well, that was weird. I don't know what happened there. What was I going to say? I'll stand up, get my sweater on. So what I really should be doing now is continue to work on that DuckTales song, because, again, that was the first time that I've ever actually danced to it, because I only found it like 2 days ago. So I'm hoping to be able to record that tonight, even if I'll be up late. So when that's going to be up, you're either going to have to subscribe to my channel and see it, or if you're on one of my Patreons, you get to see it first then. Yes, I did change audio sources. Gogo Bordello. I love Beirut. I play the ukulele, and I almost wish that I didn't play the ukulele. I started playing ukulele because I have teeny tiny hands, and I wasn't able to like hold a guitar. But now all the hipsters play ukulele, and none of them seem to know any of the chords. Do you mind me asking if you could see your scar? I know you have to pay more for that. It's upbeat bluegrass, good for dancing. No. Some weird questions here. No, you're not allowed to see my scar. I need more money for people to see my scar. This will be on the internet forever, right? What? Yeah, except it's probably not going to be, because it's, because the way the DMCAs work and the fact that I can't monetize this video. I actually do a lot of live streams. Maybe not a lot. I do a few live streams, but I usually end up taking the video down after a few days. I don't know, like, I know that some people with small hands can play guitars, but I was just never able to get around it. Yeah, hipsters are terrible, and they're not even good at what they think is hip. Like, so many hipsters have ukuleles, and they're terrible at it. They never keep them tuned. They never buy a good ukulele. They just want to be the guy with a ukulele. You know, so if you show up to a house party and you have a ukulele, you're kind of expected to be able to play it. Are you going to wear a top hat and monocle for the DuckTales dance? No, I wish. Why would you take the video down? Because it's a live stream, and if I'm going to be telling the same stories about how I'm sick all the time, I'd rather just kind of make it an event. I'd rather, I don't know, do whatever I want. At least you're not Dark Side Phil. Ugh. Would I marry Chris Chan? Well, I know that he's looking for somebody in that video that he posted a couple of weeks ago there. Yes, of course I'm going to say, well, you had to pay to see more. As much as I'd like to pretend that, I'm just rolling in dollar bills here, as much fun as it would be to do stuff for free all the time and just be able to, call dad and say, hi, can I have a new this and a new that? Or like, hey, what's your credit card number? Can I buy things? As much fun as that would be, it's not the way that things go for me. Screw John Head, yes. Hipsters are trendy. I think that hipsters are going away, but I don't even know what's replacing them. Shoddier hipsters. Yes, I actually am internet aristocrat. Ukulele, like I know how a ukulele is supposed to be pronounced, but honest to God, nobody gives an F. Nobody cares how things are actually supposed to be pronounced. Did I miss the DuckTales track? Well, like I did one short run through of it before, but I'm still going to like that's not the video that I'm going to be putting up. I have a different camera and like a different lighting setup that I'm going to use, and I'm going to like actually record it and then overlay the music better after I've actually choreographed what I'm going to do in my little space here. So that should be up whenever I can pull a few steps out of my head. Thanks for the needed time to stop video. Oh, you're so welcome. That took me so many hours of just work and sadness. The next video that I'm making that's actually going to be like an 80 to 100 hour kind of investment for me is, I'd like to say it'll come out next week, but that would be a lie. It's probably going to come out the day before Christmas or on Christmas. Was my day job. I used to work as a receptionist, but I ended up getting too sick. Like because of my condition and my disability, I actually mostly do writing online. It's not really under my name though, so you can't really find it. It's just like boring copywriting stuff, really very boring. And then I also do this for fun. And I used to work as a writer for different like ostomy things and like different condition things. And sometimes I present at conferences for people with my condition, which is a really well-paying gig, but it's really difficult to get that. I stopped getting so many commissions to write about ostomy and ulcerative colitis once the bad words in my Twitter started getting out of control. Yeah, so they ended up investing in some other girl, and I don't think it's working out too well. What could possibly take 80 to 100 hours? I'm like, oh my gosh, this guy. It would be so much fun to just sit there and just like dump on people all the time on the internet, even though you make absolutely nothing for yourself. Did you lose belly dancing work because of Gamergate? No, not I use a lot of horrifying words on my Twitter, and I say a lot of horrifying things on my Twitter, which are completely true, which is why people follow me. But because of that, it's not always the best business decision to align yourself with me. So things with my name on it, I don't really get to do. I get to do things that don't have my name on it. Donate to your PayPal. Oh, I love you. First you buy me a video game. Now this. Okay, it was nice to see you guys too. I didn't end up losing belly dance work because of Gamergate. Like I've only done a few like paying gigs since my surgery. There's not many. Normally there's only one restaurant in my city that would hire belly dancers like every week, but I don't think he's doing that this year. So it's actually getting really difficult for the handful of dancers who can entertain. And I'm not the best dancer in my city by far. And it's usually the girls who don't have a scar on their stomach who get hired. So that screws me up a little bit. Yeah, and I was also put back a lot because after my surgery, I had a lot of like really, really expensive like handmade costumes from Egypt that I had to get rid of because they didn't fit anymore over my bag. So what's the end game for you, Margaret? I would like to continue to be able to write. One good thing about focusing on feminist frequency is that Anita is not going to go forever. So I know that after I don't have to write about or talk about her forever, and I think that that's wonderful because once she gives up steam, everybody else will just be able to kind of wrap up all the information on her. But one thing that people like Anita Sarkeesian and everybody on feminist frequency are really good at is they're really good at getting their message out first, and then everybody else has to do the cleanup later. So there's all these social justice classes out there where you can learn about Gamergate and feminist frequency, and they don't give you the information that Anita Sarkeesian is wrong and that Josh is a terrible person. So once, and they're going to do it, feminist frequency is going to just cut and run with the video games thing soon. Once they're done with the video games thing, the rest of us can kind of clean that up. And then there's a bit of work in terms of search engine optimization, which actually I think Breitbart is doing the best job at. So after Fem Frequency stops, then sites like Breitbart have to go ahead and do all the cleanup work. So whenever you Google search Gamergate, the first thing you do is come to an article written by like Milo, which would be the right information. Yeah, I think she's losing steam. Honest to God, I've been saying it through, what's it called? Yeah, it's been since July. I've been saying that I swear to God, Anita's pregnant. No, I think it was during E3 because that iPad game, Fallout Shelter, came out, and you have men and women characters. And when the little female characters in Fallout Shelter are pregnant, they get really, really hysterical if there's a fire in their part of the Fallout Shelter. And Anita just went on this rant about it, saying that it's horrible. How dare you say this about pregnant women? I was like, she really, really went off the handle about it. You know, so if you look at her and the fact that they haven't shown her face in a couple of weeks, and the fact that they've removed her from the actual Twitter profile picture, she's obviously going to have to take a year off and do something. I swear to God, she's pregnant right now, which would explain why she's also been gaining a little bit of weight. So also she blocked me on Twitter when I told her congratulations. So that's my theory. She calls herself a pop culture critic, but she's talking about stuff from years ago. Yeah, it's true. Like, if it's pop culture, what is she even critiquing? When she's critiquing video games, she's critiquing the scripts in video games, and she's critiquing slide bars. She's not critiquing the physics engines. She's not critiquing the programmers. And like, I love music. She never critiques. She never sits down and says, okay, the composer decided to only use, string instruments for all the female characters, and he has all these, bigger, more robust instruments for the male characters, and ram. Yeah, I did. That's why Feminist Frequency blocked me on Twitter, because I wrote congratulations on your pregnancy. That's what did it. Gamergate has turned to shit. I think the one problem with it, once you're kind of in it, you're kind of branded with that forever. So if one person wanders into Gamergate for 20 minutes and says some stuff and they try to leave, all of a sudden they have this huge social circle around them where they can't actually leave. So if one person wanders into Gamergate, says, you know what, I'm done with this is fun, even if they haven't done anything useful, they haven't done any digging, they haven't done any, they haven't done any of the ops, they haven't, even put out an article online, or so the people who haven't really contributed seem to be leaving, and I think that that's okay. But then that's my theory about Anita. I swear she's pregnant. Been saying it for months now. I'm just going to scroll through the comments here. The cake is not a lie. Ha 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 ha. Don't be transphobic, men can have babies too. I forgot about that. Ethics in journalism should be about ethics in journalism, not gossip about Anita. Oh, this guy again. Like, first off, please define ethics to me. it does drive me up the wall. You have, like, there have been so many people who've said, remember ethics in journalism, ethics in journalism. I'm just going to turn off one of the lights here. One of my footlights. So you get a lot of people jabbering on about ethics in journalism, ethics in gaming journalism. And this is from people who've never studied ethics in their entire life. I went to university for philosophy, so I'm sick and tired of ethics. It's all I've ever heard of. One of the reasons I didn't want to continue studying philosophy was because I realized that the weird thing about ethics is that it's not like physics. If you learn physics or math, you can't forget about it. If you know how the physical universe works, then you can't think around gravity. It's just impossible. But if you know how ethics works, if you know how to make an ethical decision, you're not compelled to do it. I can know how to do the ethical thing, and then I can know how to get around it. It's kind of like the old philosopher's idea that the person who can hurt you the most is a doctor, because the doctor knows the most about your body. It's the easiest. The doctor knows exactly where to cut on your neck to kill you. The person who can do the most, damage to the plumbing in your house is a plumber, because he knows exactly, just unscrew that and the whole thing is screwed. So the person who can do the most damage ethically is an ethicist. So that kind of bothered me. I was like, okay, I didn't realize that ethics had kind of a bad side to it. So that's why I didn't really want to continue on. Also, I didn't want to have a master's in philosophy because that would be miserable. So ethics it comes from the Greek word meaning habit. So if you're acting ethically, it means that you're acting habitually. So if you have, like going to the gym, a lot of people, I think most people who go to the gym don't go it because they like it. They like it when they're there. Once they're finally there, they say, okay, this is great. I'm working on the machines, I'm having fun, but it's miserable to get up at 5 and, leave the house with your gym bag. But it gets to be a habit, and it's a good habit that you work on. And all of a sudden, it's not a thing that you have to force yourself to do. All of a sudden, going to a gym is just a thing that you do. You've made it your habit, and it's a good habit. Just like making ethical decisions. If it's ethical to, I don't know, even to pick out an ethical decision, it's hard to just find one out of the air. If it's ethical to credit or to not monetize a video, or I'm staring at YouTube right now, so I'm thinking of bad examples. If it's ethical to not steal, it basically means that you've made it a habit. Like, it's a habit to not steal. I'm completely derailing myself right now. But yeah, you're an ethical person if the habits you formed are generally good and consistent. You can't, sorry, I'm getting way off track here. Using the Greek meaning does not apply to the way it is perceived. Yeah, well, it's not my fault if some people are idiots and they don't want to understand, they don't want to read about ethics. Like, come on, it's so lazy to not want to read about ethics and then bitch and moan about it. Like, remember about ethics in journalism and then just never bother to crack a book, because it's not as if learning was only invented 20 minutes ago. Like, we've had the Nicomachean Ethics again for a very long time. It's not that difficult for you to put a few weeks aside and just read it carefully. I think video games have bigger problems than reviews that they can't trust. It's just the money, a piece of lint floating around. It all ends up down to the money. Like, who even reads video game reviews? That's what I don't get. I think that the people who are really running the boardrooms now, they don't understand that they're approving line items to people who are just terrible, and they're just shooting themselves in the foot by funding money to people like Anita Sarkeesian. So you get a lot of idiots in the boardrooms who are making all these funded decisions because, they want to be a good person, give money to the Feminist. Oh, wow, you have a media ethics class? Fun. Yeah, I did. Does ethics count in war? Oh no, I did this in Ethics 3000. Ethics can count in war. There's a few different ways you can look at it. I will just wait until video games are $20. That'd be so nice. Well, that's why I play stuff on PC, even though my laptop kind of sucks. Like, I don't even know where video game reviews came from. I remember old magazines, like Nintendo Power, but you kind of knew what you were getting then, but I was also like 7 trying to read these reviews. Not that I ever had a subscription to Nintendo Power. It's too fancy. Yeah, the only thing that I ever used the internet for in terms of video games for a very long time was just not reviews, just walkthroughs. That's all you'd ever want if you're playing. Because I figured out emulators very early on, so I was able to play console stuff online. I never actually played Pokemon Red or Blue on a oh, I forget what they're called, a Game Boy. I never had a Game Boy or a Game Boy Color, so I just emulated everything. So I was like 10 years old, and everybody had their Game Boys at school, and I had my emulator at home. But it was great because I could speed it up and go really fast. So for me, the internet was always just a place to go find walkthroughs. And I still don't think I've ever fully read a review. Like, I'll watch a Let's Play for something, and then maybe I'll think about it. Do you play MMORPGs? I have an account set up on Vanilla WoW, but I don't really play it. Tips and tricks, yes. Is there a Prima strategy guide for belly dancing or Gamergate? No. It's, it is kind of fun to always have the guys on top. It's going to be, like, disgusting because Total Biscuit, of course, he's so ill and he's going to have to stop producing things at some point. And it's going to be really disgusting to watch everybody who's just, a slot or two below Total Biscuit just both cry crocodile tears over the fact that he's too ill to work, or cry over the fact that maybe he'll pass away in a few years, and then immediately start taking over his style and going after his, the podcasts. I don't know if he ever appeared on podcasts, at least not recently. They'll just start completely cannibalizing everything that he ever did and his style, and just trying to take over as that Blizzard guy, I guess. So it's going to be really interesting to see. I can't think of any time in online history of somebody with that much stature having to retire early or dying at that point. So it'll be really crazy to see that happen. TV has his own podcast. I just watched some of his videos, that's about it. Check in the comments. Let's Plays are what killed games journalists. You don't really need to. Let's Plays make it easy for games journalists because you can just watch somebody else. Casual, get a tablet, laptop game. Would cry if Big Milo died. Oh, I'd cry so hard. It would be terrible. Power vacuum soon as Biscuit is gone. Will the corpse even be cold, though? No. He will still definitely be in hospital, leaving messages, leaving videos online, and people will be just immediately going after all of his old contracts. How often do you hate? What kind of question is that? I still haven't watched Angry Joe. Liberal Lunacy in the chat was telling me to go look him up. Why does everybody have a beard? That's what I don't get. Everybody looks exactly the same. Mark should get drunk on stream and lecture about ethics. I could, but it would be really boring. Whenever I'm lecturing about ethics, I'm just trying to remember my old actual ethics lectures. Because I'm not really bringing anything new at all to modern philosophy. I can read what other people wrote and I can parrot what other people said, but I'm very aware of the fact that none of these are my ideas. You don't have a beard? No, I don't. I should try to grow one. And James and Mike styles they have already. I'm so tired of, what does he call himself? Motherfucker Mike on Cinemassacre. I wish that the Cinemassacre channel just had, I wish that they would just have a column of everything that's only James Rolfe, because he's the only one I really like there. Including some of the feminists have a blog. Would you ever date a Muslim? Why would a Muslim ever want to date me? When will you do Let's Plays? Once my computer stops having so many fits. So I need to save up and get a new one. That's so weird. And the way that, because I just noticed this recently. When I was in high school, I ended up chipping out most of my front teeth because I was playing rugby. And so I have them filled in. So it always looks as if I have like a big gap between my front teeth when I'm on videos. Just because of the resin that they use to fill it. So it makes it look like I have this big gap, and it's so strange. It's so weird. I'm trying to figure that out for a while. What sort of room are you in? A very small one. I had to push everything out of the way and move all of my outlets. Did it hurt when you crawled from hell? Oh, he's trying so hard. If she grew a beard, she might be able to hide that. What? I'm not subscribed to James anymore, and I think Mike should just have his own channel. Yes, Mike should just have his own channel, and they should just put him away somewhere. He's always so not fun. Tooth for eating with, yeah. Yeah, I'm in a tiny room that has like beige walls. So sad. Patreon goal for growing beards. I don't know if I could ever do that. Paul Ryan even has a beard now. Does anyone care about Paul Ryan though? Everyone's asking me about my room and where I live. The Dead or Alive bikini game? Oh. I have no thoughts that haven't already been said. I'm not going to pretend that I'm being original when it comes to Dead or Alive. No, it really is small. I just have my webcam set up. Like, as you can see, I'm jerking my neck to read up. I have my webcam set up really high. What's that in the background? No, it's not a bed. Stop caring about my background. I cannot do the Charleston. Okay, I'm pretty much running out of what's your address and zip code. Ha ha ha. Whether Medusa had snakes. Underarm hair is even more embarrassing. What? Okay, I should probably get this shut down because it's late where I'm at, and I have to keep dancing a bit here. 2 DuckTales, and then record it, and then put it up online. So that'll be fun. So keep an eye out for that. Anybody have any last questions here? Paul Ryan grew a beard because he looked like a little boy without it. That is true. It's her Milo chatty corner. Yeah, well, I didn't want to do. I think it's weird to have like your bed in frame because then people just say horrifying things to you. How is Babby form? Damn it. Stay pale. I will try. I'm severely anemic. Do you have animals? I wish. I want a puppy dog. Trump? Yes, Trump. Always Trump. Am I going to have a good night? Hopefully. Shoot one head once? No, that's not how this works. You know, I don't know if you've ever been on the internet before, but the whole internet isn't goddamn 4chan. You can't just go around telling girls to, you know, tits or GTFO or, you know, shoe on head or this or that. I know that it's super cool that you discovered Encyclopedia Dramatica a couple of months ago, but the whole internet is not under anonymous rules. The internet hasn't been under anonymous rules since like B-Day in 2006. Oh my god, that's amazing. Did you hear the joke about the rhetorical question? Will Will Wheaton ever have a successful show on Sci-Fi? Never. What's the point on the shoe on head thing? It's something that channers used to do to just cam girls who would post on 4chan or, you know, pornographic type ladies. But it's definitely something that kids these days have just found about on Encyclopedia Dramatica, and they think that they're super cool, you know, with their low orbit ion cannons and whatever else kids like to do these days. Okay, I'm gonna run away now. Run away out of the wall, and then keep dancing, and maybe do some recording. And whenever it's up, it'll be up. I don't think I'm gonna be wasting too much time. So it was super fun to try to dance for you guys. I hope I wasn't too terrible. And there's definitely some things that I have to fix. I have some weird posture issues, but what are you gonna do? Okay. No, I'm not gonna put armored. I'm not gonna put armored skeptic on my head. Is that what you're asking? Snowbank drunk time soon. Yes, perfect for the next GD in our town. Beautiful. Okay. Good night, everybody.